Hello everyone. Can someone confirm they can hear me? Hello. Audio good. You can hear me. Excellent. Okay. I'm gonna start the thing. Hold up. Whoops. And you are looking at my ceiling. Ha 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 ha. Alright, let's bring this down. Okay. Let's bring this over here. Whoops. Oh my god. New webcam. New webcam. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Sorta. Kinda. Why is this not? Hold up. Alright. There we go. Kinda. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Hello, everyone. So the reason why I started this 5 minutes later is because I realized I hadn't had lunch. So I poured myself a bowl of cereal and thought I'd eat it during those extra 5 minutes, but I have not finished it. So here's what we can do. While I eat my cereal, because I don't want to, I know I'll be hungry later. If anyone wants to, if anyone has any questions or whatever, we can do a Q&A before we start. I see some chat here. So poor Jamie never gets to stop dancing. Why would she want to? Catchy music. I agree. My partner is currently playing Epiphany for the first time. It's taking so much work not to spoil it for him. Tell your partner I'm sorry in advance. I love it when people I care about play the games. Aw, that means a lot. Thank you. It's so nice when I hear people are sharing these games with people. It means the absolute world. I'm jamming to this bop. I have a track in my living area. Awesome. So was I, but I had the camera off so you couldn't see me. We can hear you. Excellent. I just grabbed my delivery chicken wrap and onion rings. Love that humble bundle recently. Oh, thank you. For Frank I-800. I replayed the entire Blackwell series in December. Netty Yeti. Oh, hello. Yes, I've caught some of your streams. I might have. I don't know if I ever caught one of them live. I don't remember, but I have at least seen some of the VODs. So thank you. So anyway, yes. If y'all have any questions while I eat my cereal, feel free to ask. I realized I might have had the microphone on while I was crunching. Apologies for that. While it was dancing. Let's see. Excavation of Hobbs Barrow was seriously phenomenal. Ending stayed in my mind for a while. Thank you so much. I can't take credit for Hobbs Barrow. I only act as a publisher there. But I'm very happy for the Cloak and Dagger folks because they deserve it. They've really paid their dues. They've done a lot of games, and they took all that experience and put it into this one. I can only take credit for the voice acting. So if you like the voice acting, thank you. But everything else was purely them. Aside from little bits of feedback here and there for me, but it was all them. So I'm very happy it's doing well. It was a pleasant surprise. You never know. Because Hobbs Barrow especially was such a different departure from what I usually publish and make myself that I wasn't sure if it would resonate with people, but it seems to have, and so I'm very grateful for that. I just finished Shardlight this week too. Awesome. I have been recommending and gifting Unavowed to all my friends. I can't disapprove. That's great. I bought myself Hobbs Barrow for Christmas. Excellent. Most of the game you publish end on some kind of bittersweet note. Not this one. Hobbs Barrow, not bittersweet. No. I'm not going to say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not going to spoil it. But it's one of the more interesting endings I've seen from one of the games I've released or published. More questions, please. Otherwise, you're just going to watch me eat cereal. And that the view count will go down. Can't have that. So yeah, this view, in case y'all want to know, is the view from my roof. My iPhone has what kind of cereal is it? It is Raisin Bran. They're slowly getting soggy because I'm talking instead of eating. So how many people are here? My laptop is over there, which has all the information, and the camera's over here. So my instinct is to look over there, but you can't see me look at you. 22 people here so far. Awesome. Has there been anything recent, movie, TV show, that made you think, can we tell that kind of story in this format? That's a good question. My wife and I have started watching Dark on Netflix, and it's so puzzle boxy. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a time travel story, so predisposed to like it. But it's so it reveals its story so gradually and so slowly and so confidently. And it's almost kind of like I could see it playing like an adventure game. I don't know if, like, I'm not trying not to spoil the show, but a big chunk of the premise is that it's you can travel 33 years into the past or 33 years into the future, like from I think the 80s to the 50s to like the 2010s, and the characters just sort of freely travel between the three eras. And it's like there are all these weird mysteries of like who is actually related to whom. There's this big conspiracy going on. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful show. I really recommend watching it. Mind bending, keeping everyone, okay, this actor is this person in the 50s. This is who they are in the 80s. Keeping track of all that. Plus, it's German, so everyone kind of just looks German. It's like, okay, it's another white blonde guy. Who is that again? And trying to that face blindness is a bit of a problem. Okay, question regarding age. Boo, George. Hey, George. Hi. Nice to see you, George Broussard. He is he worked on Duke Nukem. Welcome. It kind of blows my mind. Kind of blows my mind that we follow each other. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a sip of water here. Choking on Raisin Bran. That would be a great way to end this stream. Question regarding AGS. How difficult is it to produce a full translation? It's not easy. Yeah, AGS doesn't make it easy. And also just translations in general for a small shop like mine is, I hate to be businessy. It's just not very cost effective. It's just, you don't get a lot of bang for your buck because it takes so long to get a translation out that by the time the translation is available, it's like old news. The game is old news. And so it's hard to like generate that enthusiasm for the translated version. And so like we've tried it with other games in the past, and it results in like maybe a tiny increase in sales, which for a small shop where I like watch every dollar and I'm super careful about where I spend my time, as it's not hard. It's just, well, it is hard actually. AGS does make it hard, but translations in general are just hard for a little shop like mine. I need to finish Unavowed. I started it a good year ago, but didn't get far. You know what? It'll be around. It ain't going anywhere, as far as I know. When you're ready, it'll be there. Dark is excellent, but you need to pay attention and use a flowchart. There's a website that shows pictures of all the characters in different eras. Because I keep forgetting, this little girl is that old lady, and like this little girl in the 20s is this old person in the 80s. Like what? It's so confusing. Keeping track of who is who. So yeah, I refer to that a lot. And their names too. I have trouble remembering their names. At least like I remember when it's a very German name, I remember them. But when it's kind of a generic Western name, like, okay, here's Michael or Hannah, I don't remember who they are, but I remember Ulrich. I remember him. Stuff like that. My country basically never gets translations since there's only about 2 million speakers. Sorry, yeah. I can't comment, sadly. Have you tried translations even with voiceover? Yes, I did, actually. Gemini Rue got translated with full voiceover. And it was done by Daedalic. And I figured the biggest market for adventure games, Germany, done by the biggest company in that market, Daedalic, working on our bestseller at the time, Gemini Rue. If there was a recipe for success, that would be it. Crickets. No one bought it. And so it's like, if we couldn't make that work, it was just hard to justify doing it for others, sadly. Anyway, okay. I should have a bite of my cereal. I forgot they were German. I mean Daedalic or Dark? Okay. Let's get this started. So I'm just doing some placeholder stuff right now, kind of get off light a fire under me. That's another reason why I'm doing a stream to, you know, it's not enough to push myself. I have to have an audience. So if you see me slacking off, you will all know. But I've been working on the design for this next chapter for about a month and a half. And I'm kind of waffling back and forth on a couple of ideas. And it got to the point where I'm thinking, you know what? I'm spinning my wheels. I need to kind of break out of that. And what I usually do is, okay, let's start prototyping. Make quick placeholder rooms, throw it together, do some quick programming just to see if what I've got works. And then I can quickly change it because it's, cheap line art and whatever. So I've done a few rooms already. I call this chapter, and it's a terrible name. It's called Time 11 because it takes place on September 10th, 2001. I'm not proud of that name. Fortunately, these chapter names are not in the game themselves, so no one will see them. There's a Time Doesn't Pay, which is like a gangster story in the 1920s. There's Dines Up, which if you played the demo, it takes place, it centers around a diner. Clock Blocked, which I'm to even say what it's about is a bit of a spoiler, so I won't. Time's Champion, which is about a boxer traveling through time. And this is Time 11. So yeah, before I start, let's... those of you who have followed my streams before are aware of something called stream mode, which turns all the dialogue into gibberish. I try to avoid spoilers where I can. Most of the time, the stuff I'm going to be doing today, like I said, placeholder prototype stuff. So most likely it will change by the time the game comes out. And also, when it does come out, it'll be at least a year from now, so you'll probably have forgotten most of it. So don't worry about spoilers. And if a character does say anything, it'll turn into gibberish. So yeah. Anyway, let me show you what I've done. I did some placeholder rooms this morning. I'll show you what I've done. Let me know if the mix is okay, because the music is about to start. See the music in the game? Let me know if like the volume of that and the volume of my voice are okay. Oh yeah, this is the 1920s FIA. Excuse me. All right, so Time 11. So this is what I've done so far. You land on a rooftop. And I don't have the outfit for 2001 set yet. And this is the character, the client that comes with you. This is actually a sprite from another character in the game, so she won't even look like this. So yeah, there's a little bit of a scrolling thing here. So I want the big reveal. You see the twin towers over there, and then you walk back here. You go to the fire escape, and how to tell it's 2001. Video rentals, CDs, cassettes, internet cafe, cupcakes in the West Village in the early 2000s. There were insane amount of cupcake places. Low-rise jeans. Yeah. So we'll see. And you go to this place. And this was taken from just a Google image search. Small building in the West Village. And this is as far as I've got so far. This is all I have. I'm not going to spoil story, but right now you want to go in there. So I'm not going to spoil story, but that's kind of what I got so far. So that's basically what you're in for, stuff like that. Can't wait to hit it all out with the nostalgia. It's a very weird thing for me to write because I was there on 9/11. I didn't see them fall down, thank heaven, but I did see them on fire. We were driving to, of all things, my grandmother's funeral, so that was a great day. We were driving over the bridge to Long Island where the cemetery was, and we saw them on fire. So, yeah, that was a day. Anyway, I'm not comfortable enough dealing with the actual event itself. That's why it's the day before. Anywho, I'm going to open up Photoshop. And yeah, I was trying to think of like fashions from the early 2000s. not just fashions from the early 2000s, but like something that Fia would wear. Because whenever I looked up, women's fashions from 2001, it was all like butterfly tops and low-rise jeans and thongs up to your rib cage and like super sexy midriff bearing stuff, which isn't something she would wear. So I've been racking my brain trying to figure out, trying to find a find an outfit or a fashion that really says early 2000s, while being something more casual. Because most of the fashions I saw, or most of the popular fashions or casual fashions, because I lived through it, but I've never been fashionable. I don't even remember what was fashionable. Most of them are things that you would still see people wear today. And the first thing I'm leaning toward long sleeve shirt with a short sleeve shirt on top. That was very early 2000s. I don't know about 2001, but it was very early 2000s. I saw that a lot. So I'm leaning towards that. I'm not sure. Poor Ben has to draw art for different costumes for all the eras. So 1920 by 280. So I'm drawing an apartment, just a small flat. And I'm not going to put too much effort into this one because Ben is going to be making it pretty later. But right now I kind of want something to play with, just to get it into the game and see if it works. Unavad also had a reference, if I recall. Oh, to 9/11? Oh yeah. But that was just that was a memorial. That was not a 9/11 memorial, which was on Staten Island. It was this sculpture. I think it's called Postcards, and it's like these two. I don't know what you call it. Not arches, but these two things that kind of curve upward. And in the middle, if you look at it, it overlooks where the Twin Towers once were. And so if you play the game on September 11th, you see the pillars of light that turn on every September 11th, and a few days before and after too. But I didn't add those dates. So let's see. All right. I always hate drawing apartments because Ben always makes fun of me because so much of my games are apartments and offices, and so whenever I need to have an office, and I try to avoid an office or an apartment, and I always try to avoid it when I can. But sometimes you just can't, especially in a place like a city where you can't really justify often meet someone on a street corner. That's weird, right? I have to justify why are they in this outdoor location. So usually it's you go to their apartment or you go to their office. But then it's a trick of how do I make this office or apartment look unique and interesting? And the answer is I never really know. I always start with this, but and then I think, oh, how do I make it interesting? Like I don't know, like if I add a little door here, maybe actually make that bigger. Maybe you enter from. I'm gonna erase. Why is the cursor so small? Huh. Does anyone know why the brush is a crosshair instead of like the actual brush? I don't know why that happens sometimes. It drives me crazy. Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna erase that. So then go back to here. Zoom in. Okay. Anyway, there's like a little vestibule here, and this is where the door is. So you come in from here. Just something to make it visually a little different. I usually leave that up to Ben, but when I do, even with my placeholder art, I'm just like, okay, because often when Ben looks at a placeholder art, often like the placement of everything gets locked in his head, and he draws it exactly the way I do, and I don't want that. So he's gotten better at that because now that he does he builds it in 3D first, so he can rotate and try to get a different angle. So yeah, you walk in through here, you walk in through this door, and then Let me move that up. Okay, so there are certain things needed in this apartment. Actually, there we go. There's a few things needed. There is, and before y'all start, I have heard all the Game Boy Advance jokes or the Virtual Boy jokes. Okay, so there's a few things I need. There's a room needs. You know what? I'm forgetting what I wrote. All right, so I'm gonna move. I have my notes, my little design document on Google Doc, but I don't want to spoil anything. So wow, this is so wide. Shrink that down, and I'm gonna move this to my other monitor, and I'm gonna open it up there. Okay, what is it? So I just kind of finished. I've changed the design so much as I kind of try to figure things out, and I'm having trouble remembering what's in my own game. All right, let's see. What are the things I need to find? Okay. Pay stubs on a desk. So let's add a desk. Okay, that's on another layer. That's good. Whatever. I'll just make a box. I'm not going to spend a lot of effort on this. It's tough being a box, but he's living it up, living it up, living it up. Who gets that? Who knows that song? Box. Hooray for box. Yes, I used to be obsessed with Homestar Runner. Ugh, my poor Raisin Bran's all soggy now. Oh well. I forgot about my tea. You get to hear all the crunching, chewing, and slurping sounds. This is the exciting content you join me for. Oh, there's almost 30 people watching. Awesome. Okay, so pay stubs. Pay stubs. Whoops. I'm putting a laptop on the computer too. So maybe I'll make a little cork board here. And then I will put pay stub there. This is how you find out where the owner of the place works. Where the owner of the place works. So boop, boop. Lines means stuff is written on it. Okay, so now I'm going to add another layer on top, and there is a laptop. Or just a computer. I'll just make it a computer. Because back in 2001, laptop culture wasn't really big. People had laptops, but at home, you had a desktop. And you had a big clunky CRT monitor. So let's give her that. Or him. Sorry. Whatever. That's not really a spoiler, is it? CRT. They were so huge. Oh my god. I think of all the crap that's on my desk right now. I'd never be able to fit a CRT monitor on my desk anymore. Okay. Looks like a microwave oven. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not making this pretty. Whoops. It needs to be up here. Oh, whatever. They were monitor stands back then, right? Okay. And a keyboard. Whatever. Doesn't have to be good. Okay, so she's got her computer. She's got a pay stubs. What else do I need? a phone. I need a telephone. Landline on the a landline on the wall. People had mobile phones back then, but everyone still had a landline. I'll put it right next to the door because that's where phones always were. Okay. All right, so let me look at my notes again. Okay. Phone. Okay, photos. Okay. Or no, sketches. Sketches, because someone who lives here is an artist, and there's sketches of a thing. Are they hanging on the wall, or should they just be on a table? Okay, let's give them a table. Okay, let me think. Where should it be? If you're an artist and you sketched things and you brought them home, you would put them probably in a folder or something. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to make a little table here. You know what? I'm going to put on some music. Let's see. What should we got here. I don't know what this is. Just some mix that Spotify decided music I would like while I was going on a walk this morning. So it was very chill, very like zen kind of walking music, like early sunrise kind of thing. Sometimes it was warm this morning, so I just wanted to like go out and I was up early, so I decided I'm gonna shake up my routine and go for an early morning walk before my daughter wakes up. And I did, and it was lovely. Alright, table. Uh-oh. Why are you freezing? Don't tell me it crashed. Oh my god. It totally crashed. So much for save early, save often. That hasn't happened before. Not for a long time. Oh, man. All right, at least now. Here we go. Welp. Okay. I'm just going to quickly redraw what I just did. Because, Jesus Christ. All right, well, I'm glad this is cheap placeholder art and not some, like, really, you know, whatever. All right. You see, if I wasn't streaming this, I would probably be swearing right now. I know that doesn't line up, but who cares? Alright, quickly erase that. Whoops, it's too big. Spotify strikes one again? Does that mean Spotify is Twitch not liking this music? Is that what's happening? All right, I'm gonna pick something a little less. I mean, this is just some obscure. I don't know what it is. I have a chill out mix. Let's see where. I'm gonna move this over here. So it's embarrassing. See my taste in music. Actually, my taste in music is basically stuff Spotify recommends. Let's see. What do I got here? I know. Rebecca Hart. I like Rebecca Hart. She's an old friend of mine who's this wonderful singer-songwriter. I adore her music. Here we go. Normally I don't like listening to music with lyrics in it while I work, but since this is pretty mindless, it's no big deal. Unfortunately, she's just obscure enough that Twitch doesn't know about her. Oh, Photoshop didn't like my music. Maybe. Okay. I'm saving it. I never really think of saving my placeholder art, but whatever. Oh, I was doing some Hobbs Barrow stuff earlier. Old skies, placeholder, backgrounds, time 11, the Zadi house, interior. So yay, this amazing piece of work is saved for prosperity. Okay, now let's get this desk back. Whoops, nope. I'm gonna make the surface area a little bigger this time. That I could do. Can I start over? I'm actually talking to Rebecca about using this song as the closing credits song. I just love it. And it's so appropriate for the game's themes. Time travel, starting over. So if you hear it in the closing credits, you heard it here first. Okay, let me throw that computer back in. I'll make it a little smaller this time. The Magician's Daughter. You get to hear me sing. It's me either in this place. Whoops. Still looks like a microwave. They were kind of big and boxy. Keyboard. Alright, put the corkboard back on. Misfits in the jugged wine. Tell me, what am I? And the pay stub. Okay, now I'm sort of back to where I was. Okay. That was easily... it's Adobe being Adobe. This is an old version of Photoshop. Very old. There was a brief window of time where they made, I think it was CR2? Which one was it? Whoops. I forget which one it was, and I just activated something that's now gonna do something else weird. I don't know. There was it was like 2014, 2013. You could download CS2 for free, and it barely worked even then, and I'm still using it 10 years later. So it was already really old 10 years ago, and I'm still using it. All right, so now let's make that table. What's this? Excuse me. Tell me, what am I? Pfft, whatever. It's an oddly shaped table. Just coming out of the 90s, no one had good taste. Okay. Looked at the ocean and give it a table leg. To the seat of the horses of... Sorry about my singing. So yes, hopefully this isn't ruining the magic for everybody. Let it alarm me. Alright, so I'm going to put the sketches. I'll just put them here. I might find a better place for them later. Okay. So that's the sketches. Alright, fine, good enough. Add a window because why not? I want to look out into the city. Whenever I mentioned earlier how I always try to avoid indoor locations because I want to show off the era. I want to show off the city, even though it's 2001. It doesn't seem all that long ago for me. I still want to show exterior as much as possible. So when have an interior, that's why I always want big windows wherever possible. And I see some chat here. Could be worse. Lawrence of Arabia left the entire manuscript of 7 Pillars of Wisdom. I heard about that. Yeah. I used to draw on Photoshop Elements. I never used Photoshop Elements. My wife used to swear by Paint Shop Pro. Because usually when I use Photoshop, it's for stuff like this. I got it with my tablet back in 2007 or 2008. I have a much newer tablet now, but no time to do art. Okay, so I'm gonna save this and import it into the game and see how it shaped up. Whoops, CS2. Yep, there it is. I don't know. That's just it doesn't layer things right. Sometimes when I try to save, it opens up the save dialog box behind Photoshop, and I have to I have to hit escape and start it over. But it's free and Photoshop's expensive, so I can't exactly complain. You can't get it for free now, but I figured I got it when it was legal, or rather when they said it was okay, just because I haven't gotten rid of it yet. Let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to import that. Here we go. New room. Ethically questionable. I am aware. Lazati. I'm not even sure of that name, Lazati. I always try to come up with an interesting name, not just like Smith or whatever. But Lazati is a bit of a mouthful. Right, where did I put it? I put it here. So much stuff. 1011, Lazati House, interior, background. Okay. So. I don't even... Sophia's gonna walk in from here. Oh, I love this song. After my serenade. Okay, so she walks in from here. So this needs a baseline. Let's see. Let's look right here. Let's give it right there. 860. Oh, I realized. Sorry. Yeah, when I'm doing stuff over here. See where my cursor is? If I go over here and do stuff over there, you don't see it because the chat window's covering it. Apologies for that. I tend to forget about that. I have this conversation every time I do a stream. I used to shrink the window so you could see everything, but the consensus was that y'all preferred everything to be bigger so you could see everything a little more clear. Tony Lazzuto. I don't know who that is. I think I forgot the phone. Thank you. I forgot the phone. God dang it. Thank you. Who? Blamumu. Why is it always you? Blamumu has a wonderful way of finding my mistakes. I appreciate it. Trust me. Of course it's Blamumu. Who else could it be? Thank you. I still remember 5 years ago, he managed to help me fix a bug that I had spent a good chunk of this stream trying to figure out. All right. Okay, so she walks in from there. Carry me till I am borrowed wings and go. If Rebecca Hart ever comes on one of these streams, it's going to be so embarrassing, because I usually play her music and I sing her music. Seriously, look her up if you can. She's really, really just so talented. I used to go to summer camp with her. Kind of like, that's the same place where I met Abe Goldfarb. Ugh. One annoying thing about working in so high resolution is that when I try drawing with the line tool, it's so thin, because AGS expects you to be working in ultra low resolution that it's sometimes hard to see. Of course, using a dark background isn't helping, so I'll just do this. Shake them off, month by now, and they would come. It's the most alarming thing. Ah, of course. Now I got to figure out where I left a gap. That's always frustrating. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yep, okay, that's okay. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So, let's at least try the... So, before fade in and after fade in, I always put those things in there. Sophia starts, she'll start like right here behind the wall. Excuse me, there'll probably be a door that opens, but I'm not going to bother with that now. Okay. If player previous room equals R21. Whoops. You know, it's funny because the way I name all the rooms, I do R for room, and then the year it takes place in, and then the name of the room. But the thing is, when I type 2001, my brain wants to type 2011. I don't know why. I wonder, or if player previous room equals R intro. If I walk into the room normally, or if I just teleport there from the main menu. I want to have that there. Fia. Actually, I need to get in the habit of doing Fia. Place at. Almost all. For those of you who know AGS, majority of the commands I use are custom. So I created this place at, room coordinates, direction, and then she walks like up to here, which is 980. That would be about 500 pixels. So bump left. That just means you bump in a certain direction. For 500 pixels, no block, anywhere. All right, and then Fia wait move. This wait move command, I can't believe it took me so long to make this command. That basically just says wait for the character to stop moving. You know, if the character is moving in a non-blocking way, like she is here, just wait until she stops moving. That's all that is. Okay, and what I want is right now there's a character that follows her. Her name is Hannah. Whoops. Oh, that's going to be a problem. All right, place at about 300 pixels behind her. And then she moves. Actually, you know what? If Hannah room equals no. Okay, here's okay. Because usually what happens, this is just a polishing thing that I always try to think ahead. Because if Fia walks the room normally, she'd walk over here. But if a character is following her, Fia needs to walk a little bit farther to let the other character come in. So I just want to... I always forget that, and it gets very frustrating later. So I'm going to take that into account now. If Hannah room equals Fia room, which she will because of this command, but I'm going to be changing that later. let's see, int x bump. All right, x bump equals 800, else x bump equals, whoops, x bump equals 500. Okay, so if Hannah's in the room, Fia will walk 800 pixels, else 500. Bam. Okay, Fia, a bump left, x bump, no block, anywhere, and if Hannah's in the room, see Hannah, bump left, 500. Okay. Okay, let's see how that looks. I mean, there's not going to be not much to do in the room, but whatever. 73 real rooms. Yep, there's a lot. Estimate over 100 easy. I'm only just starting this mission, and in addition to this one, this chapter rather, and in addition to this one, oh my god, 2 musics at the same time. Mute. In addition to this mission that I'm working on now, there'll be one more after that. So 100 at minimum. Crap. Oh, you know what? Dang it, what room was it? 73. Okay. Whoops. Alright, that. Nope. Okay, what the heck happened there? Oh my god. Okay, I'm an idiot. Place at 300. Let's move her, I guess. 1500. Actually, 1550. Okay, why did they move so far? And then move here. Let's see. 1300 to... Okay. All right, I don't know what happened there, but I'm gonna try that again. Okay, why are you walking? Is 800 way too far? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, 800 is way too far. 5. Okay, 500 would take Fia here. Okay. 5. 3. The outfits on the main menu, do they just change randomly? No, they change depending on the last era you visited. I'll show you. Okay, so if I go to this this mission here called Clock Blocked. So this is her outfit here. It takes place in the 2040s. So this is like and she's going to like a future corporate place. And if I save the game and then I restart it, she's wearing the new outfit. So that's just, and I'll show you another one. Times champion. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, bloop blop blop. That's streamer mode. All the gibberish. Unfortunately, the dialogue options do not get changed. Okay, her name is Chloe. I love her. Okay, so this is Fia's outfit in the 1870s, and if I save it here and then restart it, boop, there she is there. So it's just like a little thing. I like to acknowledge the player is playing the game. It was actually an article by John Walker on Rock Paper Shotgun, where he wishes that more games would have main menus where they acknowledge your progress. And I thought that was a neat idea. And I did that for Unavowed, where as members get added to the Unavowed crew, they get added to the main menu. And I just thought that would be fun to do for Old Skies as well. Anyway, wait, crap. What am I doing? Oh yeah, 73. Walking in here. Okay, Fia walked off the walkable area. All right, I'm gonna have to be exact here because that's annoying. All right. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna have to be exact. If you walk there, no block. I'm not gonna try to calculate the number of pixels in my head because it's all gonna change anyway. Else, whatever. Okay, I tried to be clever. Sometimes I don't have to be clever. Just do the basic thing. Okay. Love the song. In the high beams we are, we're made of stars we are. Alright. What was it, 73? Yes. Okay, whatever. And she's in the walkable area. Yay, we have a walkable room, which looks like a virtual boy. Okay. What should I do? Okay, I want to add that room because normally AGS, if you want to change rooms using the debug commands, you would type Control X and then it lists all the rooms in the game. But since I imported rooms in different order, and I like to keep them organized by era, just to make things easier for myself, I made a custom version of that. Let me show you what I did. I made a custom version of that. Here are all the different chapters. Here's Dines Up. Here are all the rooms in Dines Up. Here's Times Champion. This is a big one because it has day and night cycles, so there's different rooms of each. Time Doesn't Pay. Here are those. Clock Blocked. Here are those. Time 11. Here are these two. It makes things a lot. Makes things a lot easier in the long run. In the short run, I have to remember to add every single room to my room change script, which I always forget how to do. Okay, Crow. Where? Let's see. Debug stuff. Room select. Okay. Okay, T11 for time 11. All right, add int. Okay. Oh, and I also need to define the room. I need to give it an enum number because there's no way I'm going to remember the room number 73. So what I do is I define it here. R2001 Lazati interior. Oh, whoops. 72 equals 73. Okay. So that way I can just type that and never have to think about the number ever again. All right. And let's see. Debug set room input. R2001 Lazati interior. Okay. Crick. Now I don't have to think about the room 73. I don't have to remember the number 73 ever again. Okay, so let's add some hotspots. How many people are here? 28. All right, we haven't lost anybody. Or we've lost some people and gained some people. Excellent. Time is it? 12:30. Okay. I have to pick up my daughter at 2:30. I got plenty of time. All right, phone. Normally, it doesn't take this long. This might seem slow, but it's only because I'm doing all the chatter and talking to you guys and that kind of stuff. So that's why it can take a little bit longer than. All right, so I'm just gonna. There's a bit involved with the phone where you get like the the keypad. You get a close up of the keypad and you can dial a number. I'm not going to do that yet, but I'm just going to add this interact here. Whoops. Oops, not anywhere. There's helium. This thing in the room. Just alarming thing I know. That's and go. I don't have a great singing voice at the moment, but if I was in the shower, you all would be entranced. Or not, because you'd be seeing me in the shower. Anyway, let's forget I said that. Okay. Okay. I need a global integer. Global boolean. No. Scene sketches. False. Okay. I have seen the sketch. I'm just going to throw this in. Dummy dialogue, placeholder. Equals true. Okay. So if you see the sketch, they give you a clue that you only realize later on. So when you see the next clue, the next bit only gets triggered if you've seen the sketch. Okay. Okay. Computer. Whoops. Oops. Even if I knew how, the most alarming thing we know. Computer. The kestrel strands. Alright, where's the walkable area? So you walk over here. Okay. Walk here. Oops. Face up. She does a thing on the computer, which is a bit too much to get into right now. And here we go. Pay stubs. This is nice, because I was kind of really spinning my wheels, trying to figure out, okay, like what's in the room? What are the clues needed to find the next bit? And I was kind of going back and forth, and now finally it's like, alright, you know what? I'm gonna draw a line under it. This has got to get made, because I know myself, eventually, if I don't just do it, I'll spin my wheels for weeks and second guess myself. So I'm just doing it. Interact. Okay. Alright, so I walk over here and then look up. Whoops. Okay, so you look at it, you get a note topic. So I need to add that. The name of the company the person works at. So, where is... Come on, Dave. Future search, is that it? Yeah, okay. Alright. I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna separate these out by era because it's getting confusing. Time doesn't pay. This is times champion. This is clock blocking. And now this is time 11. Okay, Winera. Calling it Winera. Okay. Right. Okay. So when you go to this room and you look at the pay stub, add note, Winera? That's it. Yep. Okay, I remember how my code works. It's been a while. Okay. Sometimes there's certain features that I just haven't used in a while. Because I spent, like I said, I spent the last 6 weeks just doing design. I haven't touched AGS. So I have to remember how my game works. That's always fun. Okay. We're including screeching dial-up modem noises. Yes, of course. No question. Absolutely no question. Always fun to watch the process. You're absolutely fascinated? Okay, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'm just sort of... This is just so basic for me that I just can't imagine other people finding this fascinating. But we've got we got 34 people now. The days of dial-up, so glad those days are over. Oh yeah, because I changed some of the headers, now it takes forever to compile. That's an AGS thing. Once your game gets big enough, it takes a long time to compile. I remember calling the dial-up tone the rocket ship sound effect. How's the feline? Oliver's good. Where is he? He's been fed, so naturally he... Oh, hello, you're home. Hi, I'm doing a stream now, so be good. My wife says hello. Where is Oliver? Is he on the couch? Or is he under the couch? He's probably under the couch. Ooh, awesome. Thank you. My wife just came home. All right. You thought I was talking to the cat, not your wife. That's funny. All right, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Now I can go here and right here, and I assume that'll work. Yes. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, I forgot to reactivate the main menu. Oh well, so if I go here, nothing will visibly happen. Boop. Oh, right, because streamer mode is still on. Ah, crap. Okay, this didn't work. Okay. Aha! Right. Right. Okay. There's always another step. I need to actually have a... Usually feed Oliver around 11. Up until that point, he's a big pest. Usually, he likes to come up around 2 or 3. He comes up to my desk and he would always try to get on my keyboard, and that was always very annoying. But I got this thing. You can't really see it, but I posted some pictures of it. If you're on our Discord, you might have seen some pictures of it, of a little shelf that I put over my laptop here, because I have an external keyboard. My laptop's over there. he would climb onto my laptop keyboard and wreck everything. So I put this little shelf, here you can probably see it, this thing, I don't know if you can, yeah, right there. And he climbs on that, and he's fine, he's happy. This morning, he was sleeping on there for a good chunk of time. It was very sweet. Okay. If he pops up, I'll make sure to get him on camera. We have an auto feeder because he would always wake us up meowing for food at like 5 in the morning. So we got an auto feeder. So at 5:15 he gets kibble. Yep, okay, that worked. And now, oh, whoops, I got to reactivate the whatchamacallit. Oh, you know what? Right. Let's see, RA set chapter, E chap time 11. I have this thing that just set up some basic stuff like the right costume, and stuff, and that it turns on the main menu. That's just like as a debug thing. Actually, I should do if player previous room equals our intro, just in case. I can leave this in because in the main game, debug mode will be gone, so you would never be able to zap yourself to this room from the intro. So that's safe to leave in. Just a little fail-safe there, just in case, just in case. My cat's a greedy feline, so maybe not. We didn't name our cat. He's a rescue, so we didn't name him. He came with the name Oliver. But the way he eats, we figured that is a very, very appropriate name because he always wants more. Search cloud. So now if I look at the archive, it's there. Yep. Okay. Nothing happens because I haven't connected that up, but it's there. Okay, cool. All right. So I've got those in there. I'm going to connect it to the room outside just to have it. See Hannah. She goes to the same spot, but she'll never make it because reach. Nope. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that now. Okay. Change room, Lazati interior. Okay. And if you leave the interior, you end up here. Okay. 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 So that's if the player comes in via the map. If player previous room equals Lazati interior. Okay. Okay, let's say Fia. Let's put her here. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much because this is all going to change once Ben gets the art in. I'll put Hannah over here. Maybe they're a little too close. I always underestimate that because, 2 years of working on this game, I'm still not used to the high resolution coordinates. Oops. Okay. Okay, and now from the interior. Like I said, I know this looks really slow and tedious, but that's because I'm doing a lot of chat, I'm doing a lot of thinking. I'm not 100% positive this is how I want it to go, so I'm kind of second thinking about it and second guessing myself. So it's not normally this tedious and slow. Not that this is tedious. I'm actually having a fun time, but it usually goes by a lot faster than this. I don't know if George is still here. I know he is debating whether or not to use AGS, and he's probably seeing me work and going, "Oh my God, so slow." I see some chat. Best investment, buy an auto feeder, which I did. Mine, cover my entire monitor when I'm gaming and constantly restrict my view. Funny enough, he never actually goes in front of me. Because I heard this theory that cats like going on your keyboard because of like pheromones released or like some scent released by your fingers, and they want to be near that. But he never actually jumps on this keyboard, that I actually use. He goes to my laptop over there, which I never touch. So I don't understand it. Maybe it's the heat? I don't know. I tried taking a heated blanket and putting it in front, thinking, oh, maybe he'll prefer that. He didn't. Okay, it was always a fight. I'd always have to like physically restrain him from getting onto my keyboard. Now I don't have to. Right, okay. Let's leave this room. 73, walkable area. So she just walks out here. Okay. Okay. See, Fia, leave room. I have a special command for leaving a room that allows you to double click to exit. And Hannah also will go out with you. But she will walk to the same location, but non-blocking. So she doesn't... So when Fia gets there, we go back outside. Okay, so those are all connected up now. Let's try it out. Still here, no AGS is way faster than other tools, but man, there is so many advantages to being in Unity. No question. Why is the variable player... Oh, you know what? The variable player versus Fia, there is no difference. For this game, it probably won't make a difference. For Unavowed, it did make a difference. Because player just means whatever the player character. Doesn't matter who it is. If you name the character Fia, use the character name Fia to do things, and it'll work. And if I use the name player, it will also work because Fia is the player, is the playable character. So they both work. But I ran into trouble in Unavowed because there were certain periods of the game where you switched to another character, and the player character would do things on their own, and so I ran into trouble. And so now I remember that. I think I gotta always use Fia instead of player, but I often forget. But it doesn't matter because you never switch to another character in this game. I just figure it's a habit I should get back into, using the character name. I had to do it for Blackwell, obviously, because you had two player characters. It's just a good habit I'm trying to regain, but I keep forgetting. What was I doing? Right, okay. Oops, 73. Alright, and you can leave. And you're outside, hurrah, and go back in. And here we are. Now it's all connected up. Yay. Yeah, exactly what George said. I'm wondering if I like this building. Originally I wanted it to be a townhouse, but I changed things, so, trying to limit the number of rooms. I thought like their home, I thought we'd be returning to their home a lot and doing different things. So I wanted it to be, basically I wanted it I had this idea of something occurring in their home that would only make sense if they were the only ones living in the building. Basically, something was going to explode. Not a spoiler because I cut it. So I wanted it to be a townhouse like this, where they were the only ones living there. But I changed that, so I don't know if it makes sense for them to live in this big townhouse, because those are expensive, and I don't know if the people living there now would be able to afford it. Whatever. That's a later problem. This is why I overthink things. I overthink things. This is stuff I think about constantly. Okay, so now what? All right. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna add some little placeholder stuff in lieu of puzzles. Basically, you have to do a thing on the computer. Hi. Thank you. I just got tea. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to basically, you click on the phone and you do the thing you need to do on the phone. And then you get the new location, which is yeah, this is my crappy placeholder map. Great thing about working on a shared universe like these games are. Oh, it's a newspaper office. I need to... So, oh, there's a newspaper office that's been mentioned in several other games. So I'll just use that. Button map 2001 VI. I think? No, okay. Button map. Okay. Trying to keep the same naming convention for every button. Okay. Alright, we ran out of Rebecca Hart music. Come on, where'd it go? Okay. This is not Rebecca Hart. This is nursery rhymes. I don't know why it went from Rebecca Hart to nursery rhymes. That's sort of funny. How is Mrs. G doing? Let's ask. Hey, Janet, how you doing? She says she's doing great. Right. Press the button. And... whoops. Alright, I'm going to remove a bunch of these windows because they're driving me crazy. I'm going to close all the others. Supposed to do... Can I start over? Alright, before... Okay, so now it's time for another placeholder room. But you know what? I'm going to cheat. I don't have to make my own placeholder room because there was another game where we went to the Village Eye and we already have an exterior. So I'm just going to reuse that. So where did I keep the old unavowed backgrounds? That's where Rosa worked, yeah. Where is it? Oh, right. I don't have it under my quick access. Dropbox. Do I still have that background? Let's call this crap. Unavowed. Graphics. Scenes. Yep, here they all are. All right. Got all these backgrounds. Village Eye exterior. Here we go. Hole open. Oh, that's the manhole open. Okay, whatever. I can just use this. You know what? I don't need to. Different time of day, whatever. I don't care. It's placeholder. Expand it. Okay. Whoops. No, that's ugly. Not that I care if it's ugly, but I'll do nearest neighbor instead. Excuse me. It's kind of cool. Like we need a bank at some point, so I refer I'm like, oh, it's the Grant City Trust. You know, why not? I'll just throw that under placeholder. Whatever gets it made. Placeholder, backgrounds, time 11, village I. Okay. It's 3 times the resolution. So I'm just going to bring that in. The water, there is in the jugged wine. Oh my god, my voice. When I'm by myself, my voice is great. When I'm on stream, naturally I'm all scratchy because I've been talking for so long. L. No idea what that is. Alright. Whoops. Whatever, good enough. I'll probably ask Ben to change the angle of it, do something to make it look different, you know. And cleaner, obviously, because it's still in operation in 2001. I kind of, I don't know, I kind of always based the Village Eye as on the Village Voice. I always thought it was a kind of equivalent. Hydrate, thank you, that's a great idea. And this actually even looks like the Village Eye. I mean the Village Voice. The Village Voice building. Which used to be in my old neighborhood. It sadly went out of business, kind of like the Village Eye did. If Sophia... Actually, I tell a lie. In a later chapter, you will play a different character briefly. So I really do need to get in the habit of using Fia instead of player. But everything is so segmented. Because everything is like in its own, you know, chapter where its own unique things happen, and you never crisscross. You never go back and forth between eras. So I should be safe, but I really do need to get in the habit of using the character name. Our map. It's map 2020 because that was the first map I did, and I thought each map would have its own room, but then I decided they're all the same room. But now I'm stuck with that. I can change it, but why? Intro. Okay. Alright, set chapter. Chapter time 11. There we go. Give her a time appropriate outfit and various other things. Right, okay. So, Fia is going to be at that level. Alright. Let's give her negative 100. Whoops, not 500. Get her nice on off the screen. And Hannah, is she going to be joining? She's going to be here. Yep. Place that at, let's say, negative, like, 2. A good, I've kind of decided that 250 pixels apart is a good, comfortable distance for these characters in this resolution. Sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on how close they are. Okay. Right, she's got plenty of space, so I don't have to worry about, let's bump her right, 400, anywhere. See, Hannah. No, whoops, she needs to be... I want her to be 100 pixels into the room, so give her 450, 968, X bump equals... No, 400 won't be enough. Because that'll give her... You know what? I'll just see what it looks like. Okay. You know what? Let me think. I want her to be at... She starts at negative 100, so she needs to go 500. Okay. X bump equals 500. Else... X bump... Whoops. X bump equals 200. X bump. Why do I keep writing sump? Do you use yarn spinner? I don't know what that is. He types his dialogue into script like a real developer, huh? No, that's just the way AGS works. It can't really connect to any external dialogue system. I wish it could. Alright, now I'm going to add room 74 to thingy. Where is it? Stim how we knew. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted. Room select. I have so many custom things, I lose track of what they are. Village Eye, exterior. And go. Oh, whoops, I didn't add this into my room define, so I will do that now. So many little things I'm doing to theoretically make things easier. And it does make things easier in the long run, but in the short run I have to remember so many little things. Okay. If the AGS team ported AGS into Unity, it would be an unbeatable adventure game making tool. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how that would be even possible though. It's like saying, can you port, you know, Photoshop into something else? I don't know. Just different architecture. I know that I think Powerhoof is like the closest thing. He's trying to mimic AGS as much as he can. That's a adventure creator tool in Unity. I've never tried it, but the Powerhoof guys do some amazing stuff. Like their work is just so good. Their pixel art, voice acting, like everything is so amazing. They always enter a jam game every year. They always enter Adventure Jam, and they are always the runaway winners, and they deserve it. They're just really good. I want them to like actually release something, not just jams. Power Quest, not Power Hoof. Power Hoof is the company, Power Quest is the tool. And it's got to recompile everything because AGS is annoying that way. Whenever I change a header file, alright, I'll just have some of my tea. Is the most alarming thing we know. Now you get to hear me sing. There is a thing that's planned, and it carry me. They're borrowing. Alrighty, let's see here. What am I doing? Right. I just want to go to the Village Eye. How does this look? And it crashed. That's great. Okay. Okay, blocking must not be in... Aha! I forgot to set that to no block. Alrighty. Also, let's... oh, whoops. I'll just add this to the map. Okay. Smooth Gilbert sounds. Wrong parameters. What did I do? Okay. Bump right. Did I do that whatever, we'll see. Where I am. Dropped down to 30 viewers. Must have been because of my singing. This is so surreal. I can't even begin to tell you. This is so surreal. I feel like I need to add the rain effect. All right. I mean, I don't know why. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. So now let's connect all that. Okay. So the map. This button is not on. Okay, so that button is not on. And it's when you use the phone, I'm not going to tell you what happens, you gain this location, eventually. But I'm just going to say, you did the things you need to do, and now you know where to go. Okay, so, where's the phone? Interact. Okay. Okay, so button, map 2000. Did I not name the button? Yeah, I did. Sometimes autofill works, sometimes it doesn't. It drives me nuts when it doesn't. Okay, so then that appears. I'm just going to have her say, I know where to go. Yay. You know what? I'm going to turn off streamer mode because it's not like any of these things are spoilers. Let's see. And instead, she'll just go blugga wugga whoop wob. Okay. And now I want to be able to leave the village eye as well. Oh yeah. I never liked this in the original either, that it's like the side of the screen. Like, how far out should I put that hotspot? I don't know. I'm going to ask Ben to like find a more visible exit point when he does this background for real. Something that always bothered me about the original one and Unavowed too. Exit, pop up. What am I doing? Right. Okay. And we leave. Okay. Walk. Negative 100, 968. Block. Anywhere. Leave room so I can double click. And Hannah is going to walk in a non-blocking way to the same location. So she will follow Fia out of the room. And now we change room, our map. Go back to the map. Oh, whoops. Wait, move. Okay, so that's all connected, I think. All right, so I'm gonna play all that placeholder stuff from the start of it and see how it plays. Earth to Thean. I'll answer your question after I play through this because I want to. Okay, so they have a conversation. Oh my God, it's the World Trade Center. How nostalgic. Let's go down the fire escape. Okay, then we go here. And then we go in here. We do stuff. I mean, there's a lot more to this than I'm showing you. Again, quick prototyping, just to see if it's fun to play through, or at least holds together well. Use the phone. I know where to go now. Okay. And now we leave. And the map is here. And whoops! Okay, that didn't work. Whoops. Our 2001 Village Eye. Oh crap! I forgot. I haven't added any autosaves, so it tried to autosave from tried to load us autosave from several different versions ago, which is no longer compatible. So I have to load a manual save like a savage. All right, so let's try that again. All right, we're suddenly in another game. Whoa, okay. Okay. I know it's hard to tell if it's good or not, but it's not terrible. Uh, okay, to answer some of your chat questions, let's see. Excuse me, drinking too much tea and water, I'm hiccuping. Always curious about different, I'm just reading some of the chat here. I'm always curious about different adventure game approaches. When developing a story, how are you blocking out the sets that you want to use? Is that a limitation for you as a storyteller? That's a good question. I'm not a visual guy, so I often think in terms of narrative or in terms of like dialogue or like the next link in a chain. Like if it's a mystery story, it's like, okay, here's the next place you need to go to. You know, you have one lead that leads you one place. What kind of clues exist that would lead you to the next place? That's how a lot of like Unavowed and Blackwell, that's how a lot of that works. So I think, okay, maybe like I hear, oh, you need to find out where this person worked. Oh, there's a pay stub. Something that tells you where this person worked. There's a pay stub. Put that in there. You know, so, or something. I mean, that's just something I came up with. I had about 5 different ideas. Oh, maybe there's an email that tells you, or maybe there's something else, or maybe someone tells you, or whatever. And I try to think of like what will lead you to the next step while also at the same time being interesting. That's always the challenge. It's not just what is it that you're doing, but is it interesting? Is it fun? Is it engaging? Does it like tell you anything about the world or the characters? So that's always the challenge. So it's like, okay, like I thought, okay, you have to go to this newspaper office, for example. I thought you find a newspaper there, you know, and maybe like something is circled that tells you, oh, like this person, you need to find this person at the newspaper office. But I'm like, that's not very clear. That's not very interesting. I don't know. I just didn't like that for some reason. It didn't hang well together, just in my brain. Didn't sit. Kind of like sometimes I just get an instinct that something doesn't work. I'm not sure why, but I resist it. In that case, it's like, okay, you find a phone number, you call it. You know, you have to go through some kind of puzzle to learn whatever. I don't want to spoil anything. So I often think about what needs to be in a location. And often when I give a description to Ben, it's like, okay, here's the location. You know, it's a street corner, it's an apartment, it's a park, it's whatever. Here are the things that need to be in there. And make it work. You know, find a natural space for it. Here's my crappy placeholder art. Here's what I did. You make it better, please, because I'm not an artist. Like I don't think visually. When Ben is going to be working after he's done with Old Skies, he is going to be working on a game. Whenever he designs a game, he always thinks visually first. So he designs a cool location and then populates it with story stuff. Because that's how he thinks. He thinks visually first. I think story and character first. Not that one is any different than the other, but that's why Ben and I work well together, because he thinks very visually while I do not. I don't know if that answers your question. But like in terms of blocking out the scenes with my placeholder art, I don't find it limiting. I just kind of draw or use whatever the bare bones things that are necessary. Because at the same time, it's going to take a while for Ben to get to this bit of the game. He's currently working on the art for the previous chapter. But at the same time, I'm putting this chapter together. I still want people to play it, and I still want people to test it and give me feedback. So it needs to hang together a little bit, even with my crappy placeholder art. So it can't be complete trash. It can't just be scribbles. So I need to have something there, just so other people besides me will be able to actually test it and play it and give feedback. And that's always my goal. It's not always achievable. It's like if I can reach you, if I can strike an emotional response with the game, you know, looking looking like this, if the game looks like this and you enjoy it and you get it and you have fun and you like the characters and all that, then I know that once he adds the final art, it'll just be that much better. So that's how I tend to work. But like writing any story, you have all the beats outlined by the time you're making rooms. I mean, in an ideal world, yeah. Sometimes like I'll have a basic outline, and then as I'm putting a room together, or as I'm coding a scene, or even when I'm writing dialogue, I'll suddenly have another idea, and I will incorporate that. And sometimes everything completely changes. There's no rhyme or reason. For this game, because it's time travel and everything needs to be a little bit more tightly plotted, most everything is planned in advance. But I will throw, even though I don't completely have everything outlined, I kind of have an idea of where things are going to go. But I don't want to say it's nailed in stone, written in stone yet, because I'm not sure it's good yet. So that's why I throw it together like this to see if it's good. And I can kind of fine tune and tweak things as I go, if that makes any sense. I kind of have the beats lined out, or rather, here's a better response. I have the beats for each individual chapter lined out. Like I kind of know where this story is going, and I know the rooms, and I know what needs to happen, and but I don't know I don't know about the next chapter. I don't know about what's gonna happen after this one. That's the advantage of working so like modularly. Each chapter is very standalone. So that's just how I work, because it's just worked for me. Makes sense. I'm blocking rooms in AGS just so fast it's no big deal to change or lose stuff. Exactly. This is so easy. Look how quickly I threw this all together. Okay. And there's another room I want to make. There is, let's see. There's another background I want to do. It's hard to tell if it hangs together yet, but often just throwing it like this and with just crappy placeholder dialogue like, I am angry at you, I try to convince you to help me, I am convinced, that kind of crappy dialogue. I'll just throw that together, and then as I play it, I can try to visualize what the final product will be like, and if I like it, then I'll start adding real dialogue and just sort of add it, bit by bit until it's done, basically. And then I cross my fingers that I got it right. Okay, so I want, this is a location. Let's see. Oh god. Perspective. How do I draw the inside of an arch? Like this? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Ben will make it pretty late later. Okay. This is going to be the Washington Square Arch in Washington Square Park. And I wanted to include this location because you used to be able to see the World Trade Center right. It was lined up with the World Trade Center. You know what? I'm going to just try to find an image. Let's see. You know what? Let's see. Washington Square Park, Twin Towers. I can just use a reference image. Yeah, here's some nice ones. Okay. Alright, I'm going to put the music back on. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Copy that. Here we go. Alright, so I'm just going to use that as placeholder for now. Let's see. It's harder to see them when you're it was harder to see them when you're up close to the arch. Um, but you know what? Artistic license is just gonna be it's just gonna be what it is. Um, all right. First of all, what I want to do is get a open up AGS again. I want to get a sprite of Thea just for scaling. She's got like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outfits so far, and including this 2001, it's 7, and there'll be one more after this. Jesus Christ! Sorry, Ben. All right, I'll just use this one for now. She changes slightly, I think, as much as Xanthia, which is always kind of like the gold standard for changing outfits in a game. All right. Feeling such a low dose. All right, so this is not going to be to scale. I mean, whatever. It's not going to be to scale, and I don't care. Whatever. You know what? It's not going to be to scale. Ben will make it look right. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make this... Excuse me. I'm going to just... whatever. I don't care. This does not have to be pretty. It just needs to be... I do want to like make sure the Twin Towers are there. All right, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna... Here's what I'm gonna do. Because when someone plays this, I want it to be clear that that's the World Trade Center in the background. So I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so it's not to scale. I don't care. Okay. I'm just going to use my red line art to make it look like a proper sidewalk, because whatever. Okay, that's done. That's the room. That's the background. Doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs it just needs the basics there. You know. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to put too much effort into it. As stars we are. It's just funny. I still don't know if this is another reason why I'm prototyping, because like I wanted this location because it's just so visually great, because you have the arch and the World Trade Center like right lined up with it. It's such great visually, but it's like, why do you go there? And to justify why you go there to meet someone, it took some doing, but whatever. When you play the game, you can let me know if it worked or not. We could where we are. WSP, Washington Square Park. I used to live right there, Washington Square Park. This is how I roll. Guerrilla design. Attack of the 50-foot FIA. Well, one of the, if you ever read, I think it was, what's his name? Philip K. Dick short stories, which are excellent, by the way. They're amazing short stories. But one thing he always did whenever he wrote a time travel story was that if you go back really far in time, like 1,000 years or something, or even more than that, like 1,000, 2,000, whatever, because the universe expands, people were smaller, or everything was smaller. So when you go back in time, you're a giant. You go forward in time, you're tiny, And he wrote this wonderful story about, oh, like that's how Gulliver's Travels like became a story, which I found funny. So yeah, it is a time travel game. So that is potentially how Fia could become 50 feet tall. I'm spoiler. I'm not doing that. Okay. Okay. And now before fade in and after fade in. Okay, before fade in. If Fia previous room equals our map or whoops, our intro. Okay. Hannah, I guess I'll move her 300 like I did before. Alright, so int x bump. Equals, let's make it 500. Else, oops, equals 200. Alright, and now Fia bumps right, x bump pixels, no block anywhere. And if Hannah, oops, right, I enclose these in brackets for a reason. Always enclose them in brackets. I always regret it every time I don't. Wait move. And let's give an exit. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear my tummy rumbling. Digesting the Raisin Bran that I did not finish. All right, and leave room, negative 100, 1014, block. Doesn't matter if it's block or no block. I just wanted to mimic the way walking worked. Fia room, she goes to the same location. He was a ferryman. And she is no block. And then they go to the map. Excuse me. Now I'm going to add that to my map screen. Wow, we've added quite a few. We've done quite a bit. Again, all this might change. I don't know if it will. Washington Square. And these are all going to be replaced by actual icons later. WSP, Washington Square Park. Washington Square, and I need to add that to my room list. Where is it? Rooms, here we go. And add it to my room select. Again, this will save me time later. got that. Okay. Alrighty, and that gets triggered. First, let's see how the room looks. I mean, I know how it looks. It's going to look terrible, but let's see how it looks in the game. It's room 75, I think. The Amazon show, George, is amazing. What is it called? Electronic Dreams. So good. So good. What I love about it is that most movies based on Philip K. Dick stories are completely changed because they need to be movie length. So they add so many things and change the story around that it's very rare you get a really good, accurate adaptation of one of his short stories because they're short stories. So having a TV miniseries was a great idea. And it's compiling. So you get to hear me sing again, I guess. The most alarming thing we know. Fate is a thing that's planned. You could carry me. Ooh, Minority Report. That was disappointing. The short story that movie is based on is so friggin' good. I always wanted to make an adventure game based on it. But now, no, not Minority Report. I'm thinking of Paycheck. Paycheck. The Minority Report movie is actually pretty good. The short story is actually bonkers. The short story is completely bonkers. Paycheck is a great short story, terrible movie. Or I wouldn't call it terrible. It's just kind of generic. It's a generic movie. Oh, whoops. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Actually, it doesn't matter because... Wait, crap. I wanted to go to room 75. There we go. Yay, I'm in Washington Square Park. There's the World Trade Center. Okay. Now we leave. Oh, what? Oh, because I forgot to set the time era. Oops. I forgot to set the era. So I went into my placeholder map room because there was no era set. So if the game comes out and you end up in that weird placeholder looking map room, you'll know the reason why. It's because I forgot the game didn't know what year it was. Which is basically my life now. I forget what year it is all the time. Okay, whoops. And you know... Alright, so the chapter is set, sets the year, sets the chapter number, gives her the right outfit, does all these things. Oh my god, I did such a hash job on this, but whatever. It's fine. Yep, now we're here. So that gets triggered when you, let's see. And again, this all might change, so don't worry about spoilers. Currently, the two clues from the computer and the sketchbook, if you do things on both, you get that location. So, okay, I'm going to add another global variable called read sketch email. Okay. So, hold on. I've seen the sketch, seen sketches equals true. And I'm going to add a little function up here. Function. Add WSP. Okay. Okay. If scenes. Okay. Add WSP. And computer interact. Okay. I have read the email. Read sketch email equals true. Add WSP. Okay, and in the function WSP, if scene sketches equals true and scene read sketch email equals true, I know about the park. Yay. Okay. So then you can add, oops, button, map 2000, dang it. Oh my god, come on. Add map 2001, WSP. Visible equals true. Seems simple enough. Let's see if it works. Excuse me. Roofness. Okay. Alright, sorry Rebecca, gonna mute you for now. Let's start from the beginning. Funk. Alright, skip all that. Alright, go here. Alright. Oh boy, we got a spammer. Alright, let's see here. How do I... oh crap, I forgot how to do this. \ban. Is that how it works? Let's see, I copy and paste that. The last time I did this, I accidentally banned someone else accidentally. And they're gone. Hooray! Like it never happened. Okay. So now did I get the, yeah, there we got that. And now I read the sketch. I look at the computer. I read the email. I know about the park. Alright, hooray. And now we can leave, and now we got access to all these new locations. Alright, Washington Square. Yeah, okay. Alright, this does not look like much now. This is, it's like each chapter is almost like starting a brand new game. Okay. And this character's from the 1870s and she's wandering around with us now. Okay. Yeah, okay. You know what, that's... I got it wired up. Whether or not I actually keep it this way is, sometimes it's like, you just gotta do it. Because otherwise you'll just second guess yourself forever. And it's like, I think, oh, is this good? It could be better. I'll second guess myself and spiral. And then I just gotta do it. And then I look at it, I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Because at the end of the day, I gotta get something out. Gotta get something done. And God, this game has taken a long time. And there was someone on the Discord today who had the nerve to ask, why is this game taking so long? And I remained civil. If you're here, I apologize for getting angry. But, you know, never ask a developer that question. Never ask a developer that question. But this game has been taking a long time, and I'm aware of that, because I tend to overthink things the way I do. And so doing this stream was very helpful. It forced me to kind of, like, get some stuff in. Speaking of, I think 2 hours is about my limit for doing this. My voice is almost completely shot. But yeah, this was great. So thank you for joining me. I think I'm going to stop it here. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll do more of these. Thank you, Frankie, thank you. Art shouldn't be rushed. You're right. I mean, the art, you know, Ben is, the good thing is that it takes Ben a little bit longer to do this art than he did for previous games. Which means that I can take my time a little bit. It gives me a bit more freedom in terms of the amount of time I spend on each chapter. But I don't know why I find myself saying mission, and I don't know why I'm resisting saying mission. It just makes it sound military, and I don't know why. I should just roll with it, mission. But at the same time, like I still want to get it written because I want to. It's taken a long time, really, and you know, I want to get something out. I want to get something that people can play test, and I want to, you know, I don't want to rush it, but at the same time, it needs to get done. So that's sort of been my quandary. Anyway, yes, this was fun. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait for the full release either, Frankie 800. I'm just a gamer, but this has been really educational and insightful. Much respect to you. Oh, thank you, Earth to Thean. I hope I got that right. It's been fun and educational. Educational, gosh. I'm glad. I'm super glad. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.